Hi, it's Lynn Butterfield, American Dream TV. Today I'm here with Dave Zitting, who's one of the principals at Direct Wholesale Rates. I thought you should take a minute with us so we can talk about how Direct Wholesale Rates started and how we can save you between a half a point and a full point on your mortgage that's coming up. If you would have asked me this 6 months ago, actually longer than that, 2 years ago, I never would have thought that this was possible. But my friend Dave made it possible. Dave and I have worked together for really almost 20 years.
Yeah, long time. It's been awesome.
Dave took the mortgage company he used to own, which was Primary Residential Mortgage.
Yep.
And he took that from nothing to the fourth largest mortgage company in America. Yep. And you sold that about 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago.
Yeah, and we were in the top 10. So I think we might have hit 4 maybe one day out of the year at some point. but we were in the top 10. I love that. To you, we were number one, right?
That's right.
No, that's great. And it was that was an incredible experience to grow such an amazing brand, an amazing retail organization across the country, and that organization's still doing really well. So it's been fun to be a part of that.
But you created the foundation.
Yeah.
That's why they're still doing well.
And well, thank you. That's a huge compliment. Thank you. And it had an amazing team behind me, just like we do in this strategy as well, and in this passion project of bringing a true affordability play to the table. And that's something through the work and starting in this business in 1989, right? On the operations side of the fence, and being a salesperson in the organization, and then being an entrepreneur and growing these big national businesses, it was really easy to get super passionate about what we do. And through that journey, I've always been involved in affordability advocacy. How can we figure out truly what's going on? Because this affordability issue is getting worse and worse, and it's becoming more difficult. And I really do worry about younger generations.
Well, this is my vision of how it came about. You're thinking about this because you have a daughter and a son who are about the age where they're going to buy a house.
2 daughters and a son, and they're.
And you're fretting about this, and I can just see in the middle of the night you're lying in bed, and you bolt out of bed and you yell, "I've got it!" And Tracy looks over.
Eureka!
At you.
It's Eureka, right? And Tracy's like, "Will you go the hell to bed? What's going on? You're insane."
So I'm sure I made that up, but that's my version of how it started.
No, it's great. Let's go with that. That sounds really good. I think I was actually working out. I think I was on the treadmill when a culmination of a whole bunch of thoughts kind of really hit me. And again, it was, I wanted to get back in the game in a way that I could build a successful platform, become a dominance in the marketplace, and do it in a way that really moved the needle for American households. Make it so that we are truly differentiating in their ability to meet their housing goals, meet that American dream, and it can be a dream, right? Not like, this is not what I was aiming for, and this is so frustrating. And we wanted to be able to couple just exceptional service around an exceptional offer, and just not be beat. Yeah.
And what I've seen you do is I've seen you work with first-time home buyers, and you made a difference so they could actually buy a house. And I've watched you work with some of my clients who are really quite wealthy, and you've been able to give them products that no one else could give them, and it's made a huge difference in their ability to continue to build their wealth. So what I see that you're doing is you're helping all Americans increase their wealth in a very unpainful way, and just such a natural, smart way. And I don't see anyone else doing it the way you've done it.
Well, thank you so much. And it is incredibly, thank you. Honored by that, Lynn. That's incredible. It's the greatest compliment. And it is a blast to work with a first-time home buyer, right? They're coming into this transaction. The transaction's emotional, no matter what. Doesn't matter if it's your fourth home or your first home. You're buying a home. You may be moving your family from one location to another. I mean, back when we were cavemen, moving from one cave to the other, like what's out in the jungle here? You know what I'm saying?
That's true. And
so, I mean, it's a part of us, part of our DNA to, when we're uprooting to that level, it's got a lot of question marks on it. So then you add all the financial question marks and the economics on that, and then the lending on top of that, and it can become very overwhelming. And our goal, if it's a first-time home buyer, is to just spend a lot of time to analyze exactly where you're at, what are your goals and objectives, and let's look at this as a journey, right? It's not, I'm a first-time home buyer and I'm going to find the perfect house and I'm going to move into it and my problem's going to be solved for this many years, right? And on the other side of the equation, you have folks that are maybe downsizing, or they may be buying a second home, a vacation property, or maybe some more investment properties as they're advancing their portfolio. Same question marks, same emotionality, right? They need to make the right decision, and it really is a decision that encompasses weaving the property with the economics, with the financing, with the products,
with the emotions.
It's not a separate thing. These are all kind of intertwined together. And that's why I just adore working with you. It's amazing because you become a part of that. And together we are involved in the transaction as one transaction, not the real estate sales and the mortgage, right? And here's the services. Like, we're really just all a part of this one transaction and getting it across the finish line. And that's amazing. I got to tell you, it's a lot of fun.
And it makes a difference for me. I was kind of eavesdropping one day with someone just a couple of arm lengths away talking to my wife. And this person says to my wife, what does Lynn do? And she gets this funny look on her face and she looks at him and says, he's a crisis negotiator.
There you go.
So
right.
From one crisis negotiator to another one, all of a sudden, I'm able to call you in, the FBI specialist in crisis negotiations to help me.
Forensic, financial assessment of whatever's going on, right?
So you make a huge difference for me.
Oh, thank you. It's a lot of fun. We talked to a lot of different clients, and we just had one this week, a young person, I think late 20s, and in their mind, first time home buyer, right? In their mind, they're like, they didn't have this term until I brought it up, but it was like, I'm looking for that toothbrush ready house, right? And I'm like, you and everybody else.
Right.
And that's going to be priced here. And you're going to have all these offers against it. And I said, I've done really well in real estate, but I started with a property that I didn't particularly like at all, and it needed some work, but nobody else saw that vision. And so when I made an offer and I won that offer, the next day I was at Home Depot and I did a lot of the work myself. And guess what happened? 1 year later, people that were looking for that toothbrush ready look, I not only had the appreciation, but I also had the curb appeal. And I made more money, and then I took that to my next transaction.
Because you added value.
There you go. And then you just ride that wave. And so that's one of the things that I think you and I have had a lot of fun working with, the younger generation as they're coming in on the first-time home buyer side. Mature side of the equation, right? So many question marks there. They're like, looking at, we have these quite often. Should I have this money sitting over here earning X, or should I apply it towards this equity? And what does the mortgage vehicle look like if I do Y? And if interest rates drop, what do I do there? I mean, they're really at the tail end of their earning years. They've made a lot of money. They've got equity. Now they want to make sure that they are sustaining and having something to pass on, to their family, and leave a great financial legacy and those sort of things. It's incredible to be on the other side of that. It's really fun.
It really is true, and they can see that they need to really act in preservation.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a conversation I had with a woman a few years ago. I was on a credit committee for a large credit union, and she actually went out and cashed in her husband's life insurance because he was ill. The doctors told her that he would not live. So she took all that money and she took a cruise by herself all the way around the world. And she came in and applied for a loan. And she looked at me and said, I went on this cruise. The doctor told me he would die, and the son of a bitch will not die.
He's alive.
That's right. So people, they have uncertainty. They don't know how long they're going to live, and they're living longer in most cases than they think they will. So preservation is a big deal.
It is. It really is. And it's about, creating the types of income and passive incomes at that level while you're reducing the outgoing expenditures.
Right.
And getting a balance of that. And, it's really fun with our platform when they're out shopping around in the marketplace and you send them over to me and I give them a strike price wholesale rate and we do it live and we're right there. And there's this quiet pause and they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, no, that's your rate. And they're super excited about it. and it makes a huge difference.
It does. It is a fast process. I sat down here with you at your computer one day and it was just click, 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 enter a little information. We were done. I was amazed.
Yeah. Awesome.
So just like you did with your last company, you plan things to the minutest detail. You're always there, always involved, always having people give you input. I love working with you. You're going to love working with Direct Wholesale Rates. I want to make an introduction to you. It'll be a personal introduction to one of my best friends, Dave Zitting, and we'll take care of you. We'll save you money and give you the real estate of your dreams and an opportunity to create wealth. Thanks for joining us.